Okay, lovelies. We're going to do a lace braid on one side that goes over like a headband, and it's just going to hang down here, and then I'm going to show you how to work it into like an actual big hairstyle. So the lace braid itself is awesome to use just with jeans or whatever, but it can also be a more fancy style. So as you can see, I've been French braiding, but it's actually Dutch braiding, where you turn the ends under instead of over. And you cannot look that up. There's a million like tutorials for how to do that. And I already started. I'm putting the braid. If you do it by just kind of the tension of the strand, I'm putting it right here like a headband. I want to make sure that you can see it from the front. If you put it too far back, it becomes less visible and it's weird. So, okay, separating out the strands so you can see what I'm doing. All you do with for a lace braid is you only add hair to the French braid on one side, or to the Dutch braid rather. So the side I'm using is the side that shows my face, so that we can get those little goofy, separated cool things with the French braid that makes the French braid look cool. So you can see I just add a little bit in the front, and then it's braided under because it's Dutch braid, but I don't add any in the back, I just braid it under. And this gives it this really nice look. It makes it so the back of the braid doesn't look stupid and messy and weird and awesome. Okay, it just looks nice and neat, and the rest of your hair just cascades down from it. Okay. Under, and I would do a couple behind my ear, but everybody's face shape is different, so you just do what works for your look. But anyway, somebody told me that they would like to see a video tutorial of hairstyles that just incorporate the front of your hair to keep it off of your face, but leave the back down. So that's what I'm doing. So then you just braid it all the way down in the same way. So you'll be putting it under just what matches the rest of the braid up here instead of over, because it was a Dutch braid. And I used some of this. It's Fomaliant by Aveda. It's like hair all over it. Anyway, that worked really good to kind of lay everything down before I started. Because I do have a little bit of layers so that I don't totally just look hippie with my long hair, so that I can curl the layers up a little bit on my face. And then they stick out and look stupid when you're trying to do a decent hairstyle. So. Okay, braid it all the way down because I just think it looks more dramatic instead of, you could stop braiding up higher and just have like a ponytail looking. There's a million possibilities. Here's my gigantic stupid rubber band because Delta sucks and they lost my baggage, so I don't have any rubber bands left and I haven't had time to replace them yet. Anyway, I will never check a bag, at least not with Delta again, probably never with anyone again because I pack really light. Okay, so this is how it looks in the front. And you want to play with it so it looks nice, because I have curly thing here, so I can pull that out maybe if I want. But make sure it's not, like all your skin isn't showing, like this. And, fluff it around so it looks pretty. You could even pull it out a little to get a poof. And another thing you could have done before you started even was to rat it right here. Like, just a little bit to give it like a poof. It depends on your face shape and what your preference is. But this is what it looks like. You can see it looks really good with jeans and stuff, and the rest of it's still down. So this is a really funny trick, but I have terrible skin, and I always have and probably always will. So sometimes I have a little bit of back knee, so it's really nice to have a hairstyle that you can just put your hair over. And then you don't have to worry about if people are looking at something gross if you have like a little breakout or something. So that works. Okay, now, there's a million different things you can do with this. So here come the ideas. Get out your notebooks and just write down these ideas and run with them, because my video tutorials aren't about one finished look. They're about starting with a basic thing that you might have seen on other tutorials and then working it into a tribal fusion style hair view. So you could wrap it around And then you probably like have a hair flower or something over here. So you tuck that in and pin it, and then you can come all the way around. Okay, so that's one thing. You have a little crown. Or you can leave it down, which I love, because I love the braid coming down thing. It's so cute. Just leave it this way and this is magical because when you have like this, here's something I'm going to sell in the shop. And actually, if I would have thought of it, I probably would have put the braid the other way on this side so that I could pin the heavy part of the headband into the braid. Like, so you'd pin it through the lace or around the lace and into the braid, and that makes it so there is no way on earth it would move at all. And so you got this thing that you can totally dance in, and it's stuck because the braid provides like an anchoring spot for it. Okay? So onto this, you can add like other little things. You can add more hair flowers all the way around, whatever. The elastic thing isn't covered, so you can put the whole thing under everything, just pull your hair through and have that completely underneath. Or you can take a little section of hair and put that over it, from the back crown of your head. Okay, so all that stuff, or you can put hair flowers over the back, just clip them in to the actual headband. Okay, so that's ideal. Or if you just want a simple look, this one is kind of a deco piece, so simplicity works really good for it. You can also do, and this is cool, if you don't have, because we want the flapper look, but we don't necessarily want a bob hairstyle. So putting your hair up, in styles that make it look shorter like a bob, kind of continues that flapper look. So here's one really little trick with this hairstyle that you can do. You can make a sock bun, which just look up another tutorial on sock buns. They're really easy. Anyway, so here's the plain side. You make a sock bun over here, so pretend there's a bun here, okay? And then you take this out, and make a sock bun out of this hair. Here. Okay, so you have two, like, Princess Leia buns. Then you wrap this braid, so that there's texture around the sock bun, so that it'll pull on that side with the braid. And you have all this texture, okay? And then you have your flapper look. And it's really finished and polished and beautiful instead of just stuck up there somehow. It's like every part of it looks good, the back, the front, everything. And you don't have to cover it completely with other things in order to make it look nice. Because well-dressed hair is so cool, you don't have to, it doesn't always have to be covered completely. And that's saying a lot because I sell these things and of course I want you to buy them and use them, but if you use one and then have some texture in your hair, it looks a lot more well-dressed, in my opinion. That's just my style, than if you just have, crazy stuff. Unless you're going for a hair garden, because that's a very specific look. Okay, so I'm not dissing the hair garden. Okay, so those are some different style ideas that you can have. The crown, the two buns. You could do one bun if you were going for more of a flamenco look. So you could either separate this out and make a bun out of all of your loose hair and then wrap this around it, or when you're making the bun, you just wrap the braid in it, you see, so that when you make the bun, the braid just keeps out of different locations. Okay, sorry, Cajun man cooked out there, but it'll look like this. And then you can just have the one on the side, or you can add another like hair flower lump on this side. Balance it if you like balance. Here's one I just made to do that. Something on each side. Okay. I'm just taking this off so you can see how this hairdo just looks plain. Okay, now you can see there is a slight problem for some of us who don't have super duper thick hair with this hairstyle. Here, I'm just going to put it down because you got that, right? And that is right here. So if you don't have a headband going over it to cover this little spot with nothing going on, and mine is actually thin right there. If you don't have a headband or a hair clip or whatever that you can use there, something really cool is, and I think Delta lost this too, a beautiful hair clip, but it's one of those travel hair clips, and it's straight. It has little dangly things hanging down from it. So anything with fringe or dangly stuff, that's just a straight hair clip that you can clip in this way. It'll cover the whole thing, and it looks so cool. So, go away. Anyway, and it just has little dangles and cute stuff, and it adds texture and stuff, and just some visual interest to the side, because you don't want it to just be plain. Another idea is, let me get it. Two things actually. I have a fairy hair clip, my tried and true one, that adds a lot of visual interest to the side. Or, because this hairdo would work for a fancy look. There, this angle. You have to play with these. You can't just like flip it in and then expect it to look good. You have to like look at it with your face shape and see where it looks glamour, okay? Some people really don't know that. Or you can use the flapper style. Like I've been making these with feathers, and the main part is like a rhinestone vintage piece. But that is really cute there too. So you can, if you're doing the flapper look, you would probably have the rest up in that double bun, or you can like rat it to make two big fluffy lumps there. That was cool too. So, sorry. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some ideas of things you can work on for the side lace braid. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Toodles.